Hey guys, your number one runner here. Welcome to the first long form video on this channel. And I'm going to keep my promise, even though I definitely regretted it because I already ran the 7 laps. So this is the 1 like equals 1 lap challenge video. As far as my knowledge reaches, the video got 7 likes. So let's go run those laps. Oh wait, I already did. Roll that clip. Alright guys, here I am walking up to the line, about to begin this 7 laps. Here I am getting ready to start, and off I go. And I didn't realize that I looked that weird when I run, and it may not look that fast to you guys on the camera, but I felt like I was absolutely flying, especially in those fresh new kicks that I got. And here I am coming around the first bend. Feeling, not that bad. It's only like first 100 meters. And I want to give a special shout out to my mom who agreed to film this for me. Really helped me out a lot because it's not like I have a robot that knows how to, zoom in on you when you come around bends and shit. So thanks, Mom, for doing that. It means a lot to me. I came through the first 200 in roughly 53 seconds, if I recall correctly here. Here I am coming around there and going into the curve. Hard to see because looks like I'm really far away now. That's all good though. Feeling just fine so far. Running form still looking kind of weird, but that'll only get better as our workouts progress, right? So here we are, almost completing the first 300 meters. And I'm not going to make you guys watch all 7 laps in their entirety, by the way. I'm going to let the first mile kind of just play out like as it is. Stuttered there. Oops. And then we'll see what happens from there. So here I am, almost completed with the first 400, and I call out my splits every single lap so I don't forget. So here that comes. And there you have it, guys. First lap clocking in at a 1:54, which would put us at 7:40 pace, but I did go out, admittedly, very quickly, so we might not have the best outcome for this as we think we do, but we're still just plugging away, going strong, not letting the world tell us we can't do a damn thing different. Feeling great, feeling magnificent here. That's the first 500 meters in the books. I'm not feeling it quite yet, but as usual, when I run the farther distances, in track season, I ran the 2 mile twice. Granted, I want to do it more next year. You can call me a masochist all you like, but basically, I ran the 2 mile actually with very similar splits. My first lap split for the 2 mile would be right around a 1:40, and I'd, go out way too fast and progressively gas myself out, but that's besides the point. So basically, when I ran that 2 mile, first time I did it, I was kind of under the weather. I was definitely in better shape than I am in now, but because I was sick, my general speed and stamina was roughly the same. So the first time I ran the 2 mile, it was a 16:53, went out in 8:06 the first mile. Then the second mile was an 8:47, so not a huge drop, but I could have done way faster because I split a better 2 mile in a 5K. I split a 15-minute 2 mile. Then again, I was fueled on adrenaline like crazy that day. But anyways, I'm getting off topic with my crazy old dude stories at this point. So here we are, about to cross the first 800 meters, first 2 laps of this run. You can already tell that I've slowed down a little bit from that first lap. Checking my watch, and let's hear that split, my man. 405. Alright guys, you heard it here first. Thanks me. First 800 was a 405, which would put us on 8:10 pace per mile. So yeah, we're still going strong, slowed down a bit. First lap was 1:54, And by that knowledge, my second lap would have been a 2:11. Granted, we're not going for speed by any means here. It's just about seeing how long can we run as possible. Man, I thought I was still going a pretty good pace at this point, but it really opens up your eyes when you see it on the camera. When I'm not going that quick, per se, like at all, but you know what they say, pain will pass, pride will last, right? It's these tough workouts where you feel slow as shit that are really going to matter in the grand scheme of things. That's just what you gotta remember when you do running as a sport, you know? It's like, you're gonna have your ups and downs. Not only is it a sport, but it's also a lifestyle, you know? I'm very thankful that I signed up for it with my best friend in freshman year, way back when. Signed up for cross country, and we did not know what the hell we were getting into, but we were so glad we did get into it in the long run, even though there was blood, sweat, and tears in the full mile and all that shit. But, like, it's what gives you the confidence to do more in your life, because I went into it wide-eyed and lily-livered, as you would expect as a freshman, a whole new world in high school or some shit. That was pretty rough to start out with, but, like, overall, it improved my confidence a shit ton, and look what it carried over into. I don't have to do this. Well, I guess I kind of did because I made a deal with the internet, but it was my choice to make a deal with the internet in the first place, so now it's time to deal with the consequences of that. But anyways, my whole point is, when I get off on another crazy tangent, that, basically, running changed my life for the better, and I'm doing it even when I don't have to, because the confidence is awesome. There I am, acknowledging the camera woman, as you do. Let's hear that split. Thanks, past me. You really had my back there. Who knows if I would have remembered that shit otherwise. Although I'm very good with numbers. But yeah, to my knowledge, we slowed down significantly in that lap. That lap would have been a 2:20. So, you see, this is going about as good as those 2 miles I ran in track season a couple months back. Go out blisteringly fast, and then you run the remaining laps practically gassed out. And what I'm doing here is only 1 lap short of a 2 mile, but I still managed to pull away pretty successfully. But, like, at this point, I mean, I'm starting to feel it a bit. It's not terrible just yet, but, like, we're definitely getting to the more painful part of this run, because this would only be, I believe, to my knowledge, my 4th time running ever since track season ended. And if you guys are curious of my PRs, best 2 mile in this instance was a 16:44. Granted, if I ran it more and wasn't sick in the times I did run it, it probably would have been way faster. My best mile was a 6:24. My best 800 is a 2:47. My best 400 is a 1:12. Don't ask me about that one. That certifiably sucked. And my best 5K, as of right now, granted, almost all of these PRs are probably going to be subject to change next season. My best 5K is 23:47. How ironic. Split a faster 2 mile and a 5K than an actual goddamn 2 mile race. We won't focus on that. Running around in a circle is repetitive, like, you know, a hamster in a wheel kind of shit. So here's me coming down the final stretch, I should say, of that first mile. Oh, I'm so proud of myself. Once a little kid running on this same track for fun runs, I'd run like 10 steps and then just stop. Now look at me roll, feeling absolutely strong. And I was actually surprised my first mile was as fast as it was, because just a couple weeks ago, I ran 1 mile all out in a time of 9:45. So let's hear that split. First mile, 8:50. All right, guys, there you go. As you can tell, I have sped up the footage a bit, just so you guys don't have to, just watch me continuously run in a circle for 7 laps. Just wanted to have that first mile play out as is. So, as you can see, it really does look like I'm moving now by the power of movie magic, But that's all good, all good in the neighborhood. Now I really look like I'm the Flash 100-yard dash, you know. Speaking of, I'm gonna do a video on that soon. Here we come. This would be 2,000 meters, I think. Oh, look at me moving. Oh my gosh. Totally not movie magic or some shit. There it is, guys. 11:20 through 2,000. Sped up the footage once again, so y'all ain't gonna have to, you know, watch this shit continuously like I said. It really looks like I'm moving once again. And yeah, at this point, I would be lying to you if it didn't feel like I was about to puke all over my brand new kicks. Yeah, this was getting pretty rough, you know. My last two laps were, last two 400-meter splits, by the way, were 2:25 and 2:30, so that's pretty close in general, but, like, still not really where we'd want to be at this point, especially with how fast that first mile was. My lord, man. Here we are, coming into the final stretch of the lap before the last lap. What's that?
One more.
Last lap, 13:57. All right, guys. Now I'm going to let this last lap play in its entirety as well. I began to start to pick it up a little, knowing I only had 400 left. Every part of my body was screaming at me, "Stop! Stop! What are you doing? Are you crazy?" And I just said, "Screw you. You ain't the boss of me." Sometimes you have to make your mind tell your stomach to shut up, you know? Especially because I was kind of running off empty while doing this, because last time I ate a lot before a run, it did not go over well, let me just say. Or drank a lot for that matter. Here I am, almost to the final 250 here. Yep, that form is kind of weak at the moment. Might have kicked a bit too early, but I always like to save a little fuel in the tank to give the audience a good show, if you catch my drift. So here we are, approaching the final 200 meters of this run. And as you can see, I'm, you know, feeling it in every fiber of my being at this point. Looks like I'm almost walking in this video. Wow, that's a rude awakening if I ever saw one. I was not really running at this point, more like surviving. So I'm starting to pick it up a little here. Looks like I read my own mind in the process. Here I am, coming around the bend. Let's see what special thing can I pull out of my rear for this one. Here it is. You got this, man. All on the line. Lay it out right here, right now. Final 100 meters. What can you finish in? Come on, come on. You got this. You got this. Yeah, look at me go. All the way through the line. All the way through.
Woohoo!
You got this. 100% effort on the line right now. Look at that stride. I look like a penguin or some shit. And we're done.
You doing okay? You want me to still video?
Yeah, still video. 16 flat, guys. 1.75 laps. Done in 16 minutes on the dot. Oh, I think it's time for a fat nap, I tell you what. Just so y'all think I ain't joshing ya, here's my stopwatch. Stopped at 16 minutes and 0.82 seconds. Oh, Lord. Hey, bros. The hat is off. I hope this music is not copyrighted, but yeah, 1.75 miles, 16 minutes on the dot. Pretty good, given that my 2-mile PR is 16:44, so we would have been within the ballpark on that one. So thank you guys for watching. See you later.